Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Okay, folks.
remaining.
Hello. Oh, I have to turn off the background music. Hello and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Llama Down Under. I'm going to be joined by Android, what's your Twitter name, or Annie. And we're just going to dive right into it. We have Team Mischief versus DreamIsTrue. About all the intel I've gotten on DreamIsTrue is they are apparently a pub star Chinese stack who signed up for funsies, and now they're in the semi-finals. So
of America.
Well, no, I think it's that. I don't think they're playing from China. We can quickly check, but I mean, I think my understanding is they're like students or something. Usually when people say that, they mean local students. Yeah, nobody has ping from China unless there is something funky going on with tubes under the sea. So getting right into it, let's see. We've got an Enchantress for Team Freedom Dota. They've been playing
Enchantress. That is totally it. It is one of his signature heroes, and I'm super excited to see it. I don't think I've ever gotten a chance to cast or like fully pay attention to an IX Mike Enchantress game, but we're gonna see it start to finish here.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see. Of course, they could play it support. We've been seeing that a bit too with the push strats. It's flexible. There's lots of places they can go, and we're also going to be seeing Doxia Gyro, both pretty strong bans out. Abaddon, a hero that I have super mixed feelings on, but he's been getting knocked out a lot. And the co-op. Venge, though, for DreamIsTrue. I haven't seen any of their games. I don't know if this is something they've been playing as carry or support. So, obviously, I don't think you have either, but if we get any insight, we'd love to know.
Yeah, Vengeful Spirit, no idea. I honestly don't know. I'd say you'd want to run it in more of a carry role against this Enchantress, but again, there's still 4 heroes left on both sides to draft, and a lot of possibilities.
Yeah. So, DreamIsTrue, option to pick up just a really strong support. They could go for something like the Dazzle. They could also secure themselves the Invoker is still in the pool. I actually would love to see that, although it does give away a bit of your laning, so they're going to go with something safer like the Spirit Breaker, but this does leave Team Freedom the Invoker if they want it, and Sunbee has been playing amazingly on these mid-heroes recently. They, a while back, they switched roles, and I wouldn't be surprised that if he takes the Invoker for himself when he can get it.
Yeah, I'm really surprised the Invokers made it through. I guess both teams have either confidence they can play it or confidence that they can play against it, but very typical first ban, if not like skin ban in the first round. It's just very unusual that it's made it through this far.
Maybe it could be that DreamIsTrue have decided they know how to play with it or play against it. Perhaps they're feeling confident that a Spirit Breaker and Avenge will be more than enough pressure to apply to that mid lane. I also think for Team is Freedom, they might end up forgoing it, saying, oh, what weird trap are we falling into? Do we actually want to give away that we want an Invoker, or do we want to pick up something else that'll synergize well with the Enchantress, or, you know, be able to take advantage of the space she's potentially making? It's Undying.
Undying, once again, I like this pick. Super stable. If we want to see him in the offlane like he's typically played, that's fine. If, like last game, he's going to be a dual mid roamer, that's fine too. Just able to take care of himself, and then once he hits level 6, he is hard to kill.
Yeah. It's still something, though, where if he isn't able to get enough levels, we've seen it before, if you can't make the impact that you need to get levels, to get a little bit of farm, you can kind of be a non-issue, because not having levels in that tombstone, or not having, you know, overwhelming levels in that tombstone can just be really rough for you. So it's going to be the Batrider ban out. I like this one. I feel like that hero is quite strong, and if you know another team can play it, you ban it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's situational. I don't think it's going to be a typical patch ban, but definitely detrimental for heroes that are so dependent on positioning, like the Spirit Breaker, like the Vengeful Spirit. She has such good positioning power. She usually builds either Blink Force, some sort of mobility, and her swap is incredible, but if you could lasso her and drag her out of any fight she wants to be in, that's definitely not ideal.
Yeah. So we will be seeing Earthshaker also banned out. I don't know if they're expecting that to be a support Earthshaker potentially, but that means I think DreamIsTrue is banning out an offlane Earthshaker And they banded out the offlane Abaddon, of course, for IX Mike. He's been running that a bunch in this tournament. Brain died there a little bit. But I think this means DreamIsTrue doesn't think IX Mike is on the Enchantress. It is flexible. I too was kind of expecting him on it because it is very strong in his hands, but it could be that something else is going on. Earthshaker's never bad here to ban out, right? In good hands. It's just on point.
It's another one of those heroes that's very keen on controlling positioning in team fights, and Echo Slams suck. I don't think there's anything getting around that.
But I would say the Tusk is much more worrisome than the Earthshaker. While the Earthshaker obviously is good, and I definitely think Blink, Echo Slam, and so on, fantastic business, but when you consider that you can get an Ice Shard that essentially you can block someone from escaping every time if you're skilled with the Tusk, I think that's a more powerful ban out, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it go here, even though that does leave, it does mean you're banning out quite a few things for Team Freedom that kind of have similar roles in the either support or off-laney business.
Yeah. I don't really know what these teams need to complete themselves. So far, no real out-of-the-box picks aside from the Enchantress, which I'll put down some money that IX Mike's going to take that one. It's not really revealing a whole lot about the rest of their draft strategy, though.
Radiant team.
Yeah, I really like this DB ban out. So I think we've discussed it a little bit. That Soul Siphon, really, really strong. It pierces BKB, the slow, and the damage. There are a lot of spells that, pierce BKB and then only one effects, but hey, it's great. It's a lot of damage, and it's not ideal to be facing up against that, especially if you don't have the heroes to deal with her. So getting rid of that early and often. But they go with a Nyx, and I think it feels like they know that the Enchantress is a core, because picking up a Nyx, good way to somewhat take advantage of that, and understanding they're not right-clicking her down because of Untouchable, so they need burst damage.
Yeah, and I was catching a little bit of, it was the IX Mike stack that was playing a couple games ago on the Moonduck stream. They did pick up a Nyx Assassin. I don't know if it was for or against them, either way, but Nyx built a BKB, and it was detrimental, because there really wasn't a whole lot that Enchantress could do against that, so I don't know if that's going to be the similar build if DreamIsTrue has been doing their homework or not, but something that's possible, just make her not hurt you. Go invisible, have that BKB, make yourself invulnerable.
Yeah. So I do also like the Nyx Assassin here. It's something that can take Undying down as well to boot, and I think that it forces Team Freedom to be very careful with the picks, and they go for an Ember into it. That is... So on one hand, I'm like, look, right, Ember's going to be able to get away, but Nyx Assassin also really great for sneaking up on that. Team Freedom's going to have to expend a lot of stuff to basically ward up the jungle and so on. So
yeah, and they got to watch their mana there, because if Nyx levels up that mana burn, you can pop the Ember pretty easily.
And we are going to be seeing, for DreamIsTrue, I actually think they also... Here's the other reason the Ember Spirit's boggling my mind. Sorry, there's some admin stuff we're trying to handle in the background. Sorry for the distraction. But Ember Spirit, they have a lot of lockdown for him. You've got the stun coming out from the charge, potential bashes from Spirit Breaker, Nether Strike, of course, because you can stun someone, get the for sure charge, then you can Nether Strike them, and then Venge can stun. And we've also got a Nyx Assassin stun. Like, there's a lot to deal with this Ember Spirit.
Yeah, it's cocky, I'd say. I think they're putting a lot of eggs in Ember Spirit's basket, saying, we don't care what you have to counter it, we're gonna just outplay, and there's a Mirana picked. I do like that pick. Very versatile, can be all across the map. You can run her in a variety of different positions, and so far, if you're not familiar with Mischief's players, you really don't know where they're laning anything at this point, aside from most likely a mid-Ember Spirit.
10 seconds remaining.
And we are going to be seeing Mirana. She is another mobile hero, but again, they have a lot of stuff where it's like, there's going to be charges coming out. She is very squishy. On the other hand, we saw this Team's Freedom do this just to Evanova. They basically, with Searing Chains into Mirana Arrow, actually maxing out the Searing Chains over the Flame God, and it was a pretty damn sure way to make sure the arrow hit.
Okay, what patch are we on? Because we're seeing a Storm Spirit here picked up by DreamIsTrue. I don't think it's bad, but I think it is, man, I'm confused on what to think. I do like it comboed with the AA pick. I think you go in for a snipe, you lock someone down, and you blast them up, but DreamIsTrue, they're really going with the strategy that they're going to completely be all over the map, having the Spirit Breaker, having the Ancient Apparition, Storm Spirit, Zip Zap in every
10
which way,
seconds
not
remaining.
knowing where the Nyx Assassin is. They're going to play mind games with Mischief, and
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. How did Mischief handle that?
I actually super like this because it's, as you said, there's not a great amount of lockdown. Yeah, the Storm Spirit might get stunned. Maybe will fall victim to the Searing Chains arrow from the Mirana if he's not careful. But there's global presence, right, with the AA Blast. It seems like a great lineup. Also, Nyx Assassin has a blue background. The rest of the heroes blue synergy. But for Team Freedom, a lot of this is just going to come down to execution. Storm Spirit isn't as powerful as he once was. He needs a lot of farm. Ember Spirit's a hero who needs a lot of farm as well. Team Freedom have the opportunity here. I mean, Jug is still in the pool if that's what they want to go with. Another hero where Mirana can help out and the Undying with getting the kills. We're also going to be seeing folks. They could go with a Sven or something, another way to set up the shore kills with Mirana. And if one of their lanes is just dominating and kind of making space elsewhere, and then DreamIsTrue is forced to allocate resources there, it could give the Ember the space to come online. Because I do think hard carry wise, the Ember can dish out a bit more damage than a Storm would be able to if that goes late. And yeah, this could be support slaughter, could be carry slaughter. Either way, I think it just fits the bill of helping Mirana get those arrows off, because she can be super impactful as long as she's arrowing all the things.
Yeah, I think you mentioned before, Mischief have a very conditional draft. It depends if Ember can get the space to farm and if he's not punished. It depends if Mirana can go in, get those really nice ganks. If IX Mike's Enchantress can get off the ground, which, I mean, that guy is a monster on Enchantress. I don't see why not. But DreamIsTrue, they're going to be zip-zapping every which way, having super mobile heroes able to go in for ganks at relatively low levels. One Storm hits 6 and gets a couple bits of mana regen. I think all bets are off.
Yeah, so...
If you had to call it just on draft, who do you think wins?
I actually
minute
love
20,
okay.
then at minute 40. Because there's very different game phases going here.
I don't think I can even minute 20 or minute 40. I think that if DreamIsTrue can win their laning phase, like, not even win their laning phase, like, their lineup is so scary when you think about how mobile they can be, where they can be all over the map, and so on. I'm just imagining a charge into a Zip Zap from the Storm Spirit, right? And then the AA Blast follows up. It's beautiful. The Nyx Assassin can always have backup. Oh, it's great. So, and Annie, I'm going to let you just talk for a second because I have to say something in the admin chat.
Alright, well, you take care of official business here, and we'll go introduce DreamIsTrue, all clustered up here in this bot lane. Looks like we are going to have Blizzard on the AA. Seems very fitting for the Ice Boy. Smoke Up going to be cast by him. We are going to have QR 2015 playing the Nyx Assassin. Slim Shady himself is going to be on the Storm Spirit. AZB on the Spirit Breaker. And finally, White is going to be on the Vengeful Spirit on the side of Mischief or Team Freedom, whatever you want to call him. Mineski Fangay playing the Slardar.
We call him Mineski. That's what I think. It's just. Is it Justin? I can't remember.
Anyway, Mineski on the Slardar. Fun's going to be on this Mirana. IX Mike on this Enchantress. Super excited for that. And Sun B.
Oh, look at her head.
Mirana's head?
Oh, sorry, the Enchantress. She has the fun hat.
Oh, she does have the fun hat. Very cute. Either way, mid-Ember Spirit. Gonna be starting out with a poor man's shield and some tangos. That guy needs survivability, and he's built it.
Okay, so sorry about that, folks. We should be all settled. There was just some stream issues. We were trying to check that we are all good on delay. I'm just trying to make sure we haven't messed anything up here on our stream. So let's see.
We did it right on our stream. There's another stream that's
that's what you think. You think we did it right, Annie, but we're gonna find out we're actually wrong. No. So we see. Is this gonna be? Breaker's already got the charge skilled up. I'm trying to figure out if the Undying wants to play some deep ward, but he doesn't actually have any on him, so he's just kind of getting vision, making sure they know what's going on. And the rune split was even, so it should be. Oh, except they just got the D ward. So a really nice play there, and it's gonna make Mirana hitting these arrows even easier.
Yeah, it's gonna be super helpful. Bot lane, how is this gonna go? Is the Undying gonna be able to survive against all this harass coming out? Looks like ZZB, no fear, just charging right up to him. Blizzard going in as well. Looks like there's gonna be this decay coming out, just building himself up some stacks on that. But it is doubtful that Undying's gonna be able to get into lane here, I think.
Yeah. So here's the way it normally works with the Undying on the off lane. As long as he has someone paired up with him, he should be fine. Enchantress has picked up the hard camp creep. Also, she farmed it, I believe. Yeah, so that she could get a little extra experience. So that gives Kiko, technically, a bit of a head start. But if they're both here, they should be fine. The moment the Enchantress leaves him alone, actually the stun comes out, there could be trouble, and he does have a lot of decay stacks on him. He has 7, and they're turning around, they're using the Chilling Touch, but they know she has Enchantress, so okay, they stop the charge, and that'll be that. That was a very strange engagement. I guess just deciding they can go in again. Yeah, they have the magic missile. They go on IX Mike. That's the kill they want. The tombstone is dropped though. They waited too long. They're level 2, and now they have to knock that bad boy out. Again, the decay stacks on this guy. We're missing the first blood in mid anyway, and Spirit Breaker goes down in the bottom lane, and Enchantress just poking away at DreamIsTrue. White eats the Fairy Fire. Gonna at least help get the kill under the tower, but that is not enough. And IX Mike, is he gonna get a triple kill at the beginning? No, it looks like he's overstayed his welcome. Blizzard though, you have to smack him around. He pops the 1 charges and he is out. In mid, I didn't see what happened. It looks like Marana was involved. Okay, never mind.
Charged. And looks like there is going to be some follow-up here. AA, come on, one more hit. Fairy Fire consumed. Is he going to go for the rune just to kind of YOLO? And it looks like that'll be the case. IX Mike somehow
he's
still
greedy.
alive. Charge 3 seconds. Can he make it? There is going to be TP in support from the Undying charges there, but I think the one bash is going to do it. There we go. Decay trying to help him live a little bit, but Spirit Breaker finally gets the kill after a lot of skedaddling around the map.
So IX Mike made a conscious. Oh, there's going to be another arrow in mid onto Slim Shady, and this is exactly what they just did. Nothing the Storm Spirit can do here, and with no TP rotations because the bottom lane's having so much trouble, and a haste rune on Sunbee, that's going to be a death. Just casual 3 kills a minute, whatever. I just want to say IX Mike was really greedy there. He made a conscious decision not to deny himself to Roshan, and also Spirit Breaker got one of those 17% going on. So now that things have calmed down a little bit, that's exactly what we were talking about. If the Undying can get the Tombstone up, Undying wrecks tri-lanes. I think he had at one point like 8 or 9 decay stacks.
Yeah, he has been spamming that out, and I like the Enchantress bottom with them. I think they have a lot of kill potential, like we've seen. Man, this is a really action-packed game. But up in this offlane, or sorry, I guess Dire safe lane, Radiant offlane, it's just gonna be Bug versus Slug, and I think, I mean, in terms of last hits, it's not really anything special. Net worth favoring Slardar over the next assassin, but again, both doing just fine, and I guess if you leave this Bug to farm long enough, he's gonna get his levels very quickly, and gonna be roaming
down
all
bottom. We're gonna have the hold. I don't know if she's gonna be able to get out this. There's a lot of slows coming out. She is dead with that soul rip. So and in mid, never mind. It's gonna be fine. Although they have rotated one up. As you said, it's Bug versus Slug, managing to get one of those nice 2-man impales to save his
Mike
bomb.
in some trouble. Gonna get stunned, or sorry, charged just to get back in lane there. As IX Mike gonna be fine at about half health. Sprink's ready to go though.
Yeah. So going to be a lot of different magic action going on. Magic, you can say. On this top lane, I think it's very hard to say exactly who comes out on top. Of course, Slaughter's going to be happy to have the early blink, but Nyx Assassin is also getting more experience than he normally would. Spirit Breaker does end up getting IX Mike. We've got business on Undying as well. I think they lose the bench. Tries to pop up all of her 1 charges. Is she going to escape? Range creeps don't want her to, but she is out. Charge is up though. They're pinging him out. They need to go on this guy. There's the charge. Can he get the bash? I'm pretty sure he doesn't need it, especially with the cold feet and the stun from Venge. But IX Mike's creep is doing good work. It dies though. The enchant fades. And that's gonna be that.
Yeah, I think let's just never take our camera off the bottom lane, and we'll be set for this game.
We're like actually we're only at 2 kills a minute, so it's not the worst, but there is just a lot of things happening, and I'm actually very impressed by both teams because after that first initial engagement, I thought DreamIsTrue, it was looking a bit like they were outclassed just from how it went, but in actuality, they kind of buckled up, went back in, and also the Storm Spirit, after taking the early tumble, has been playing much more cautiously in mid.
Yeah, it's spooky down here. I think the kills don't tell the full story, like you mentioned. It's just all-out aggression, running at each other, constant spell casting. Storm Spirit leave in lane to try to go for the farm. I think the right call here, but that does leave Ember Spirit solo in the mid lane, and he's already doing really well, having that 4-man shield that he started out with. Regen rune in the bottle, boots of speed here, and on the courier is going to be the Brazier. So is that going to be scaling into drums or just casual stats?
I think it's fine either way. I assume it's drums at this point, just because it's pretty rare to see it otherwise, but lots of options there. And Nyx Assassin, oh, okay, never mind. We have some of the business end in bottom. She has an arrow. She has to guess right. You see her canceling it, but the charge comes out and actually goes through 3 people, but the Searing Chains come out of Sunbee, and now the arrow gonna be, he's almost walking back into it, but the burn has him. So Sunbee suddenly has a bunch of bills, and
Ember Spirit suddenly has another 1,000 gold in the bank as well, which is definitely not something you want to give away, as that was a killing spree for the Spirit Breaker, and a lot of money for the early game right now. Net worth very heavily in favor of Ember Spirit, almost doubling up the net worth of Slim Shady himself. Looks like there's going to be another Remnant into arrow, but beautiful dodge there with the ball lightning. Get himself away, and the two Spirit brothers are there to battle it out some more.
He needed that. He has been having a rough time in there. If we switch it over onto net worth, because this game has enough kills that who cares about CS, we can see the Ember Spirit with those 3 kills to his name is doing super, super well. And it's good for him. It's having a fun time. And even though the Venge has gotten a little bit of form in this bottom lane, she's died a bunch. Most of those kills on her supports, of course. So not sure how it's going to turn out.
The thing about Venge dying is it's actually not as detrimental.
It's still pretty, at this point in the game, she needs a bit more farm to be doing anything. She's really low on the lost hits, and while she's had some kill involvement, not getting the direct kills as their hard carry, I think, is really rough for her. On the upside, though, as you said, it's like AA has gotten some experience, as has the Spirit Breaker, a lot more than you might normally see at 7 minutes. An AA hero who searches for level 6 so desperately. Now, Nyx is in middle. See if something will come of this.
Yeah, he's ready to go in, but he can't really go up to this Ember Spirit without revealing himself, and that's not something he wants to do right away, so it looks like he's going to go squiggle back towards the top lane. That Vendetta lasting only a little bit, as it is level 1, so
yeah,
not getting really anything out of that.
Very short, the 40-second Vendetta, and it's really rough, especially even though mid lane was made a little bit longer in this pulse patch. I don't think it's still the easiest place to gank. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't try to rotate bottom, although I don't think they're aware of this sentry that's down here, but he may have just decided it was too far to come off the lane. We do see a big arrow hit Slim Shady. Mirana doesn't have the auto attack, so fortunately she was out of mana. Now she may be gone on a little bit, but I don't think Slim Shady has the mana to do this business either. He has 2 1 charges. Is he going to have enough for the second? He needs one more. No, we have action here, and then down bottom it looks like we're gonna have some more. And we're gonna be seeing White going down, most likely on that Venge again. Finally has the aura up, so that's gonna go somewhere. But again, we're gonna see IX Mike killing a bunch of people, and it is a bunch of kills. So we're gonna be, it's just motorboat everywhere.
I saw you casting the arrow hit, and I was like, oh, but there's such a rotation down here, and that's gonna be IX Mike currently 4-2-2. 2 deaths are not doing him well, but Enchantress picked himself up a Bracer, gonna be scaling into that Drums, does already have the Robe of the Magi, so solid pickup at 8 minutes after already building treads and having a full wand, full of charges ready to go, and just super aggression coming out from here. That's really the power of Undying and IX Mike Enchantress. You can just face roll without really getting hurt that bad.
Yeah. We're gonna see Zap forwards. I don't think anything will come of this. Again, we're seeing the weakness of the new Storm Spirit, right? It takes so much more mana to get anything done. And if Yoda stays as welcome, he's just gonna take some pure damage from IX Mike in the face. So that'll be that. But A has got his ult. Nice development for them at the very least. Oof, as we look at the net worth chart, it's 10 minutes in. We're approaching the 5k gold lead for Mischief, and also 3k experience, right?
Yeah, I'm just really loving the fact that Blizzard is playing an AA. I don't think there's a more fitting title right here. More action to come down bottom as IX Mike gonna go into the jungle, maybe looking to snap up a nice creep for herself, but she does have the enchant ready to go, maybe picking herself up a cute little centaur. What's there for her to grab right now? She's got mud golems. That's mud golems and some birds if she wants them.
Yeah, it's not exactly the pickings. Mud golems are actually, they can be pretty fun because you can force them, you can let them die, and then you have 2 long stuns with the babies. Oh, we're gonna have Searing Chains into an arrow. On the backlines though, they're trying to get something done with the Storm Spirit. Finally gets a Mirana kill, and White still isn't dead. A big ult from AA. Finally that goes, we see Venge go down, but now Sunbee, as you said, just with that minus aura, the Tombstone is dropped though, and suddenly this team fight, I think, is no longer in DreamIsTrue's favor. Charge going out from one, the stun up, but they can't take out the Tombstone, and Slim Shady, I fear, is going to be going down. He tries to zap forwards, but with 4 zombies on him, he's gone, and now we'll see in the bottom lanes also losing the Nyx Assassin. It looked like finally the team fight for DreamIsTrue, but they just kept going when they shouldn't have.
Mischief definitely in charge of this game so far. Early net worth charts and gold grabs can be deceptive, but 3,000 in terms of XP, and for money, it's almost 5,000 now. Gonna be more after that team fight. Sorry, I made you miss that action right there.
No, I caught it on camera,
too many kills right now. 18 kills at 11 minutes, and it's been nothing but charging into each other. We are going to see Venge facing off with an Ember Spirit mid. I think Ember has the kill potential if he wants to dive this.
not able to do much, and as we saw, the Ember managed to catch out the Spirit Breaker there. Sunbee is 6-0-3. We were worried about his Invoker. Well, Ember Spirit's another one of those heroes he can play just as well, apparently, and AA probably going to be the one to feel his wrath next. Doesn't have an easy escape. There are going to be TPs coming in. There's going to be a charge to boot. I think you dropped the shoes. There's going to be a stun. No, it's going to end up missing, but the AA boss jumped off them all. They can't quite pull him back into it. Do they have the damage? The Mirana stun somehow missing. He's going to use that Sleight of Fist. He finally goes down, and that's a huge kill for Spirit Breaker. Much needed. You kind of wish it went on to Slim Shady, though.
Yeah, I mean, the chasing's not done here. Slim Shady, he wants this Undying, but maybe not gonna get him, although Undying turning back. Slim Shady, minimum mana here. It looks like there's gonna be a charge coming out, and oh, there we go, charge going in. Mirana does grab the bounty, so can't really deny that rune right there, and
Radiant's middle tower
stalemate
is
out
under
here
attack.
as neither team wants to continue face rolling the other, but we talked about the having difficulties maybe getting off the ground, but no such thing is going on. He is 6-1-3. He is well on his way to the mid-game hard carry, and now topping the net worth chart by almost double.
Yeah, he's doing ridiculously well, to say the least. He already has drums and bots and
Radiant's middle
casual
tower is under
shield,
attack.
so he should be on target for a sub 25-minute Battle Fury. He can even go for an Aquila if he wants, although I think that's a bit more mid-game than they need. Although, it's not bad, right? As we discussed, this Storm Spirit, we're just seeing he's having a lot of trouble getting work done. Ember has a Remnant somewhere, I assume, so he's probably just being cool.
If not, he is crazy, but they're not going to punish that at all. Ooh, arrow coming in! Storm Spirit, long-range arrow does connect! AA Blast coming through, keeping the Nyx alive for now, swapping him out of the fight. Now it is going to be Ember Spirit in some trouble, getting stunned up, goes down! Spirit Breaker, Chantress there too. This is going great for the Radiant now. It's not over. They're going to zip zap in, grabbing the Undying. Not able to do enough damage here, but zip in from the Storm Spirit. Slim Shady doing a ton of damage. Venge Missile coming out, and there's going to be a charge. They do get the Undying in his ultimate form. And now it's going to be Radiant ready to push in this mid tower if they want to. Slim Shady, he could use some regen, but he is nowhere near having to back off.
Yeah, he's a little out of mana, but he's fine when it comes to health. And again, another AA blast, maybe just underestimating the power of that and the wave of terror managing to hit on everyone. Mineski may have a blink dagger. Oh, he's thinking about going in. He's going to hit too with that crush. At the same time, the turnaround again with the Howl, and the AA blast is back up. Mineski tries to get on out of it, but he's going to be smacked right in the face. They got the Spirit Breaker, but that is well worth it for them, although White looking like he's going down. There is not much of a way out of it. Does he have swap back up? He could use it on the Nyx assassin. He's going to. They need to use the spiked carapace. They get it off and it stops the auto attacks, but now he has nothing to protect him. Arrow sacrificing his life for the carry. I'm not sure if it was worth it, but given the Venge is just starting to get back into the game, maybe it's good. It's hard to call whether that was worth it.
Venge going Morbid Mask, because this is just going to be a
Helm of
nice
the Dominator.
Helm of the Dominator. I don't know if we were doing a Team Vlad strat.
It's the common build. She kind of builds like a gyrocopter when she's played as a carry. It's kind of cute. She builds Helm, she gets a creep, and actually it's really popular to bring the creep with you. Either the Alpha Wolf, of course, buffing up your team even more than just your aura, or maybe the Ice Armor, depending on what you're up against, and then or even just stuns. And then you also go into Sanj and Yasha, eventually usually BKB. Against this team, not so sure. I believe, yeah, you're gonna still want...
Mirana's gonna be scouted out. Immediate pings by the Radiant. Sentry popped in by the Dire team, going in for the obs. Really nice placement there. Gonna give vision of the jungle here. Gonna catch the Radiant rotating in. Blizzard wants to find something, but all he's gonna find is immediate death here. The Ember Spirit comes in, gonna take an arrow to the face. Does get the blast up before he goes down, and now Ember Spirit in some trouble. Ends up going down, Undying on the backlines, getting the kill on the Ancient Apparition. And now it's gonna be Moonlight Shadow Dire here for save the day. Looks like Spike Carapace used and not enough damage. Oh, that actually there is enough damage. Undying picking up kill at the last second. He goes off here in the mid lane, charge onto Mineski on the Slardar, and now Slim Shady zipping him in. Are they going to get enough damage quickly? And now it looks like that will be the case, but Slim Shady gets caught up with the arrow. Fun going in, securing a quick kill. Doesn't have the leap for 20 seconds, but
Okay.
Gonna get back, but that was a fight. Who won?
So, definitely Mischief won that one. Although,
No,
yeah,
in terms
Mischief,
of gold and XP, it looks like DIT came
it's
out on
not
top.
counting all the kills. If you take a
Okay.
look, it didn't manage to capture everything. I'm pretty sure Mischief ends up coming out on top, pretty much just because the Storm Spirit goes down. It was actually a really nice play. He zips to avoid the Slithering Crush, knowing it was enough damage to kill him. He's a very squishy hero, and that's all physical damage. And unfortunately, zips into an arrow, or doesn't have enough mana when the arrow comes out of the trees. But these team fights so back and forth. I was so scared this was going to be one-sided, Annie.
Me too. I think Mischief, they still got a very firm handle on it. I think the Ember Spirit is going to scale much better than the Storm Spirit, even though Storm, he's doing alright for himself. Going to be going for that Orchid build, having one Oblivion Staff, working on another. The timing isn't ideal on that. Ember Spirit already having Boots of Travel and another almost 700 gold to go towards whatever item he decides to pick up.
Storm is really complex to talk about when it comes late game. Obviously, he needs a lot more farm than he used to, but he is someone where, we're gonna see a charge. Well, we'll just wait until the charge hits to continue. I don't actually think he's gonna complete this. He'll get Searing Chains. He's going for it. He gets Searing Chains, and then there's the Remnant away, but the arrow hits. I doubt they'll go into this. Okay, so he, basically, if the Storm gets enough farm, his constant zipping around in team fights, I think, is very powerful even to late game. I just don't know how well, as you said, he scales with the changes to Bloodstone and some of his spells. Although if he gets enough Bloodstone charges up anyway, it doesn't matter, right? At some point, it's like, you have enough Bloodstone, it's like having the old Bloodstone charges. Just gonna be dead. Just dead. It's not too important. Also, this one's dead too, so...
I don't know, she's gonna swap her way out.
Sleight of Fist Searing Chains, yeah. She's not got much hope against that one, so... A really nice gank coming out there from the lineup of Mischief, and even though they've been doing a good job of pulling it back on Dream, it's true, it's looking like Mischief taking advantage and gonna Roche. So we were talking about Storm, you were saying.
I lost my train of thought there as both the Venge and the AA go down. AA he needs to be alive. He does have his Midas complete, which is really good timing for that, and the point booster, so going in for the Aghanim Scepter, gonna make his ult as valuable as possible here. We are gonna see Spirit Breaker, wrong place, wrong time, misses the crush though. Looks like the Remnant's coming in. Ember Spirit wants to make something happen here. Slim Shady full mana, ready to do this though. It looks like charge gonna come out. Is the Storm Spirit Spirit Breaker gonna get away? It looks like Slim Shady trying to go in for this Tombstone kill, and now no, it looks like he's gonna get punished here. Slim Shady gonna get stunned up by the Nyx, and now gonna finish off the Tombstone, zipping back to safety. Are there really gonna be no kills exchanged here?
Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense. Both teams trying to play it really safely. They're gonna go for a Slithering Crush with the Vision. The arrow, just short. And the AA Blast is also on cooldown just for a few more seconds. They know they can no longer rush on. They're actually going in for a charge, but again, if you charge this target, you're gonna get Searing Chains before you can actually reach. So yeah, the charge is cancelled. I think it's just, this game, as we talked about in the draft, it's really hard to call. Okay, never mind. Oh no!
Moonlight Shadow on point.
Also, actually really good, because the Moonlight Shadow was going out. If the auto attack had gone out, I think the Nyx was in trouble. Never mind. It's gonna be a Mr. Mineski going down. Beautiful Ice Bolt hits on 3. One of them's dead, but now here comes Mr. Undying, amping up everyone's damage, throwing out the decays, but Sunbee, he's really low, and this is what he can't stand, physical damage. But he remnants to the high ground. He still has to walk on out, and they know exactly where he is. They've put down the Ice Vortex to try and see him, but it's gonna be Kiko who tanks the gank. And we'll see. It'll take them a little bit of time. The stun will come out. Mirana, she's thinking of doing it. She wants to do it. And there's going to be Sunbee coming back in. So, we'll see. Enchantress, what is she doing? They had too much plus damage for her to go in there. And I think that has to be the end for Mischief. I'm really surprised she didn't just walk on out this way.
She could have gotten away, but I think maybe a little bit of overconfidence trying to go in and play the cleanup crew and doesn't secure anything. So overall, Mischief not coming out on top. They're definitely not the fight they wanted to take. They had such a strong opportunity for initiation, but now it looks like the Radiant, they've got a free Roche Pit if they want to try it, or they could push their luck elsewhere in terms of XP and gold. It is now both in favor of DreamIsTrue.
It's still an incredibly close game. As you can see, we'd barely broken 5,000 gold lead on one side, and then also we've been within 5,000 experience. Okay, we have an Orchid coming out onto Mineski. An arrow, not gonna hit. They kill him off, and now Sunbee, he should be fine here, actually. Searing Chains, short enough cooldown. Okay, never mind. Arcane Rune up on Storm. We'll see what funkiness happens. But, I think it's just, it's very even. and a lot of it, as we've talked about, will come down to the farming and these team fights. The Moonlit Shadows, unfortunately, will start to become a weaker and weaker initiation as these supports get richer on DreamIsTrue, because they will be able to afford sentries, although probably not for a bit, because AA is being greedy, so or doing what he should.
I say he's doing what he should.
Yeah.
We are going to see the completed Orchid on Storm Spirit. Not sure how new of a pickup that is, and also another 1,000 gold in the bank. Does he go for Bloodstone, Octarine? What are we looking for next pickup?
It's hard to say. Right now, I believe, don't quote me on this, but basically going for the Octarine gives you a good amount of mana regen, unfortunately, with the state of Bloodstone. But if he is confident in the fact that he can dodge, he's had a number of deaths, but if he's confident he can get those stacks up on the Bloodstone, it's not a bad item. It did get nerfed a lot, and you need now more stacks, so you do have to play a little bit more cautiously. It could be safer to just go for something like the Octarine or the Scythe of Vice. The scary part about the Scythe of Vice, of course, is that Mirana, naturally a hero who builds kind of wonky items like the Lotus Orb, which is a 4k item that counts as a 5k item. So maybe just the Shivas for the Storm, right? It's more burst damage to deal with Enchantress, arguably.
Yeah, well, we are going to see a nice blast connect here. Slim Shady going in deep, connecting onto the Slardar, stun up by the Nyx. That is a super dead little Slardar. TP rotations here. They're angry. Tombstone's dropped, and now it looks like Spirit get out here. Looks like there's going to be some
the arrow!
Oh, it connects, and now finally Ember Spirit joins the party. Gonna be kicking himself off with at least 1 kill, if not 2. There we go. Lone survivor from that engage is gonna be Blizzard, trying to scoot out of there as fast as he can. Is it gonna be fast enough here? Ember Spirit, he is so hungry, going in onto the AA, blasting off the mark, and Blizzard is gonna go down. Triple kill for the Ember Spirit, and man, we were concerned this Ember wouldn't have game impact. I eat my words, as he has 3,500 gold in the bank.
Ember's doing very well. He's been doing very well the whole time. I think it's just something where I think he's going to be fine for game impact and so on. And obviously that team fight very heavily in Mischief's favor. Unfortunately, not going to get the whole fight recap, but it's basically back down to 0 net worth, folks. The thing that I'm more worried about is how... Okay, never mind. Storm's just zapping over. Ember, whether he's going to feel forced into going for a Lincoln's or a Manta to deal with this silence, maybe even a BKB, because AA is getting dangerously close to that Aghanim Scepter. He's over halfway there. So that for me is the big question, and if he has to stop off for another item, it's rough. And actually, he has randomly 4k gold, so I'm interested to see if that's just going to be straight Battle Fury.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think he could just walk into the shop and pick himself up a nice little hammer there, but I don't know. What do you think about just stopping to farm here? I kind of want the kill wagon to continue. There is going to be on Nyx Assassin the last time I saw him. Where is he at? He does have a smoke, so he group up with his team, go in for some nice plays. Roshan still unclaimed. He's going to be guarded by the Satyr Banisher, who is from got the helm. That's Venge's little buddy right there.
Slim Shady's still not showing us what he's going for. I don't super know. Actually, we're still a little in favor of DreamIsTrue, but we also have a lot of gold being saved up on Venge. She can go Sanjanyasha or Manta. Either is fine. Maybe the Manta here. There's a couple things she could dodge, but really, I'm a fan of her. It's going to be the Manta. Never mind. I wouldn't be opposed to her tanking up. I also wouldn't be opposed to this being a Aghanim Scepter game. A lot of people don't think it's always appropriate on carry Venge, but we've seen a couple of pros pick it up, and it is something where if you spend all of your time killing the Venge and then she comes back, it's similar to a Wraith King, basically. So it can be effective.
I think I agree. It can be effective. It's a very situational pickup. I don't think we know at this point in the game whether it's the right item choice or not.
And the BKB may just be better, right?
Yeah, we are going to see Mineski coming out here, definitely under some vision. Kid, you are not as invisible as you think you are. Super dead. Gonna connect on the Nyx Assassin. I don't believe he got the Spike Carapace on in time, but now Mirana jumping up to the high ground, gonna be TPing away. Can disengage there from Mischief.
Yeah, he did get the spiked carapace off. Unfortunately, it only reflects the damage. It doesn't stop the stun. So he actually did stun the Mirana, and she got so worried that she leapt to the high ground and TP'd out. This does mean, though, something I really wasn't expecting. The Roshan looking to be going favor of DreamIsTrue, and this will just really help them up. It buys more time for the Storm Spirit, and this may be him. Oh, okay, never mind. That's just a charge. I was worried he's going for someone. It could just be time for him to pick up a good old Bloodstone. I mean, Storm Spirit's fantastic with the Aegis. You put a Bloodstone on him, he can play pretty ham for a little bit, knowing that he's going to get those charges and not lose those charges.
Yeah, and then, you know, he dies. He has full mana to zip away if he doesn't get locked down here. Mischief in some dangerous territory. No Radiant Vision here, but literally playing with fire.
I got that. I
am so clever.
Sorry,
oh my god.
As Annie knows, I'm a little sleep deprived, so I was sitting there like, what is she on about? And then I was like, my brain worked. He is, as you said, playing with fire. Ara's not going to hit anyone, so I think we're done with that business. Sunday has just decided to go to Battle Fury. It's kind of unfortunate. He was 6-0. Gonna be okay, Annie. Pause it. It's okay, Annie. It's gonna. Annie has PTSD with pauses. Folks who are wondering why she made that sound. You were at a 50-minute pause.
Minute pause, and one of my first games I ever casted.
Yeah, she almost wasn't with us today from those horrible moments, so we'll try to talk you through this one as best we can. Ember Spirit, he was at one point sitting at 6-0-3. He was on track for, I think, I was gonna guess it was gonna be like a 20-minute Battle Fury, which is rather early when you already have the bots and the drums. He's still farming excellently. He's top of the net worth chart, but he's fallen off a bit. They've managed to kill him a few times. Do you think it's time for a defensive item, or are you just full glass cannon all the way to the moon?
I think I'm glass cannon all the way to the moon, because I think
Excellent.
if Mischief or Team Freedom, I think is what they prefer to be called because of sponsor stuff.
Yes.
If they do end up playing the team fight that they want, they're going to have Slaughter on the front lines, crushing everyone up, Undying going in, being this beefy wall no one can get through. They want Ember Spirit to be able to dish out as much damage as possible, so it's unfortunate if he gets picked as much as he has been, but he just needs to be there doing raw damage on the back line. Sleight of fisting, doing some crits. I think I want him to go for Daedalus next.
Yeah, and it's really hard to say. I feel like on this lineup, obviously they've got the Slithering Crush to help keep people in place to let you get off a lot of Sleight of Fists, and they actually share very close cooldowns. Yeah, one's 6 seconds, one's 8 seconds. But it's... I don't know how else you get the people to stay.
Oh, swap in! Murata getting dunked off, and that is a dead kitty cat right there. There is no reaction time.
Look, maybe the cat doesn't die. Look, maybe just the human dies. I don't want to think about the cat
into
dying.
The ground. It is definitely in hell.
Okay, well, as you saw, really nice swap, immediate stun coming out, and that's some of the power of Venge and initiating carry. I'm just saying, I'm not sure how we keep everybody in place if we're Team Mischief for all the Sleight of Fists, unless they're sieging your base, and you never want to be in the position where you're, okay, we have a stun from Mineski. He does have a little bit of backup, but not nearly close enough. He's getting quite a bit of damage done, but I think they might just be able to totally kill him, and the Cold Feet will proc. Doesn't matter if it procs, he is already dead. And now Sunbeam, he is silenced up. We talked about this. He goes for... He still hasn't shown a defensive item, so he'll be able to walk that one off, running out of mana on Slim Shady. But really unfortunate. Does Sunbeam not... He does have remnants at the ready, so he is just playing with fire.
Yeah, he has remnants. He's gonna go up into this top lane with the Mirana, who has respawned with a kitty cat, so on the third of her 9 lives.
And it is going to be a Bloodstone out on the Shadow...
Storm
Spirit, sorry, I just said the other SS. He does only have a little under 3 minutes left on the Aegis, but it's still an excellent pickup. And as we said, all of this to me just comes down to he just needs to get, you know, it used to be like 8 Bloodstone charges was pretty good. Now it's like, how about you go sit at like 12 constantly, and that'll do you some better.
Looks like there could be an initiation here, as there's going to be no canceled charge, but nice chains. Beautiful vision, but there's going to be the Orchid by the Storm Spirit revealed, and it looks like the arrow's going to connect on the next assassin. Not enough to save his life. Storm Spirit picking off the Ember. Yeah, Ember. Yeah. Are they cousins or brothers? I forget their lore.
I don't think they're related. Like, what do you go to? You think all people whose last name is Spirit are related? Come on, Annie.
Okay,
it's 2016.
There's definitely some lore patch when it first came out. Either way, there's going to be a group up of dire heroes. Slim Shady going in is going to be trying to do some stuff here. There's a Moonlight Shadow out, but doesn't matter. There's a dust. Bashes up every which way. Mineski back to full health, though. Undying Courtesy, and now AA Blast going to... Only catching out IX Mike, but there we go. Mirana dead once again. Aegis popped on the Storm Spirit, and now IX Mike scooting away for his life. Storm Spirit in does not want to show any mercy to little deer, and it's going to finish her off. Vengeful Spirit finally showing her carry potential with that finished Manta.
Yeah, this is the fun thing about Venge, right? Now that she's level 17, she's got 4 points in that Vengeance Aura, as you said, has the Monta up. Suddenly, it's like, hey, wait a second, when did Venge start hitting for 200 plus damage? And also buffing up her allies, so it's going really well for them. And as you said, a lot of that, I have to say, picking off the Ember Spirit there, that was actually a really nicely placed tombstone. There were so many zombies about, but with no Ember Spirit to take advantage of everybody being slowed up and easy to damage, they just don't have DPS. Like, Slaughter, as he's not a hero who right-clicks so well, and the Slithering Crush every 8 seconds isn't so great for damage if we're talking about killing enemy heroes.
Yeah, Storm Spirit
and that's gonna
now...
be a full range Storm Spirit zap. He gets the silence off, he's gonna zip in, there will be another strike. Goodbye, Sunbee. So
I wasn't quite sure what they're going for there because I didn't see Ember Spirit on the map, but it looks like they secure the kill anyway. They don't even need my help. Anyway, it's like Slim Shady... Yeah, he knows what he's doing, takes the top spot on the net worth chart, and he has the potential to just stay huge till the end of the game. Ember Spirit, I told him to build damage.
If that happens,
but...
you should get looked at by a doctor, by the way. So we are going to see 7.5k gold lead. And,
I don't understand. Halberd on the Spirit Breaker for some reason.
Okay, well, we'll just move
nice. There's going to be a smoke up. Dire Heroes, Radiant Jungle. Let's see who they catch.
So, anyway, my joke just whiffed. I'm sorry. Yeah, as you said, it's a smoke. Also, there is a big lead. I just want to point this out. Really big lead in both gold and experience. And Mischief, they have decent high ground defense, but it's going to come to a point where Storm, if they can secure the next Aegis, I think you just don't care, right? You have an Aegis, you zip in there, you pick off someone on the back lines, and they're actually thinking of charging. Surely not. Oh no, the Vanish comes out, and they just zip over him and kill him. This is the problem with an Undying as the game progresses.
Mischief, what you doing here? You had such a nice early game going on. You got the Ember Spirit online. You did what you need to do. They gotta focus on farm and try to dodge as many kills as they can, but it's getting harder and harder as Storm, he can zip longer. We saw him take the entire bot lane just at leisure, zipping all the way there, and oh, here we go in the mid. IX Mike losing his life once again. Venge, she's online and she's angry, catches out the Slardar, Crush does stun her up, Nyx Assassin Stun off the mark, but it's gonna be a scared little fish boy.
Yeah, and as you said, they need to just make the game go longer and longer, and it's going to be in favor if Mischief can make it go long. I do think Ember Spirit, you got options, you got double Daedalus, you got Divine Rapier. I don't think it's that time quite yet, especially against a Storm Spirit. I don't think they're that desperate, but you have options, but they have to make it work. And Sunbee, the silence coming out. Welcome to Orchid with Storm Spirit. What is he doing? He's going to go down to the Soulbone. Goodness gracious, we thought Storm Spirit patch was over a couple back, and we were wrong. 15 Bloodstone. We don't know. Do we have to? Do they register Dota profiles? I don't think so. And yeah, I think we have another engagement.
It's not over. AA Blast catching out 2 is gonna go in, and Slardar dead once again. That guy cannot stay alive. Ghost Scepter, or sorry, what is that even? Is that Ethereal Blade? No, okay, that's a Self Ghost Scepter, and Marana goes down once again. This is looking so grim. For some reason, I thought that was AA Ethereal, and I'm like, AA is nowhere close. I've seen that build a couple times. It makes me want to gag, but it works really well.
It can. There are things in Dota that occasionally work where you're just wondering, but yeah, A's not even there. He's like, what? I'll just throw a big A blast from the base. It's looking like the push is happening. It's becoming real, and they don't have any buybacks. Looking at the status, they're not going to have any anytime soon either. Look at these numbers. This is going to be at least a tier 3. It might be a Rax, because what's an Ember Spirit going to do here? Some Lady will just zip onto him in the backlines, pick him off. Oh, has the Shivas. Shiva's on its way. They get the melee Rax, and they back on out. And DreamIsTrue living up to their name. I am really happy to see this. I'm not gonna. I mean,
it's a best of 3, so they definitely they have to prove themselves in at least one more game.
No, but I mean, I'm so glad it's not one-sided. We have costed some stuff, Annie, right? Like 464 games. So
and that makes it sound just about as real as it was. Now the Dire team, they are so scared. They are playing huddled up. They are scared to go out on their own just to get the Slardars, the medium camp jungle farm. Slardar going to be going for that BKB, not yet having it up, but Blink is nice. You've had that for like 10 minutes, and there's been very little item progression on top of that. And Slim Shady, this is his game to lose. He is huge right now, picking up the Mystic Staff, so you're definitely right about the Shiva's call. Going to be grabbing that soon.
Yeah, we're seeing Ven. She's got a lot of gold saved up. I think it's gonna be Scotty, but I think she might also be a bit I don't think she should save for buyback. She may be concerned about it. I don't think they have the push necessary. I guess if Enchantress starts to bring some friends along to melt through, a tier 2 and then also a full set of racks. But speaking item pickups, IX Mike has the Dragon Lance. Pretty much, it's an item that was newly added. A lot of people feel it's underwhelming, but obviously Enchantress has great synergy with Impetus.
Yeah, so I heard you want to cast spells from, I heard you want to auto attack.
Dire's bottom tower
Definitely.
is under attack.
Something new, something fancy, and now we are gonna just focus here on this bot lane tower. Gonna be melting pretty fast. Venge.
Oh! Sorry.
Radiant's top tower is under
Melting
attack.
very fast. I just realized this game, I said something earlier. I was talking about Venge going with the Ags. Oh, goodness. Okay, that's not even my fault. He killed the Slaughter, like in base or something. Nope, he killed the Slaughter here. Damn, I was hoping EA blasted him from downtown. Venge going Aghanims here would actually be horrible because Llama is sleep deprived and a moron because you can enchant it with Enchantress.
Can you really?
Yes, it's an illusion.
Oh,
so.
that is beautiful. I did not know about that interaction.
Sorry.
We are going to see
Sorry.
Roshan picking on this cute little kobold 4-man here. He just wants to drink in peace, but the big stone man going to slap him up.
Yeah, and obviously with their map positioning, we can see Mischief know that this is going down. They have ward vision. There's nothing they can really do about it. They should have seen the Howl there, and they know what's going on. But you're not in position to contest it, so... I just don't. I'm trying to think of what you do here. I think you bet it all on the Ember Spirit again because you're dealing with a Storm Spirit who's so farmed here and could so easily get a Rapier off you. I think it's. I don't know whether we're at the all-in point. We can see the BKB has finally picked up on this Ember, and I wonder if this game would have been different if instead of buying that full Battle Fury when he had 4.2k gold, if he went for a defensive item.
Yeah, I think the Battle Fury was good. I'm gonna stand behind that, but man, I don't know what they do now. I'm trying to put myself in Mischief's shoes, and obviously I can't play on their level, but
we can theory craft.
You can definitely theory craft. I think you can't group up because you get AA blasted, and you can't split up because you get Spirit Breaker charged and Storm Spirit rushed, and I guess turtling is the right play here. You gotta wait for... I think you gotta wait for DreamIsTrue to take a team fight that's not quite ideal and just look for really opportune pickoffs. If you can lock down the Storm Spirit before he gets a kill, that is definitely a turned fight. What are you doing, little buddy? Venge showing the kobold here, trying to run for her life now.
They stole the Venge illusion. It's so good from the Monta.
So cute.
It gives them so much damage, though. It's
Mid lane, Sunbee isn't even gonna do crap to the Venge. Goes in with the Sleight of Fist and Chains, but the Venge getting too big for her own good here now. Slim Shady going in, using that douche Shiva, and now it's all looking pretty grim now. AA Blast is gonna come in, doesn't connect on anyone just yet. Remnant down from the Ember, the second tier 3 down, and now beautiful crush here by the Slardar, but is it enough? There's gonna be an arrow connecting in. This could be it now. Could be the turnaround, but no, it looks like Undying going down. They do get the Venge, however, and Mineski trying to do what he can here, trying to hit Slim Shady, who's been around every which way. He's still not dead exactly, and now catches out too. This could be GG. Slim Shady finally, Aegis going down, but holding the Mirana in place while he respawns. And
he's gonna kill them all.
Grim, and now it's not over here. Another third Shiva's in this fight now. Sunbee gonna be going down again. Nick takes arrow to the face, but it doesn't even matter if the entire team is dead. Only IX Mike and the Mirana surviving, and this is definitely a Lena Rax, second Lena Rax going the way of DreamIsTrue, and I think at least for game 1 their dream will remain true. It's going to be a difficult throw for them in terms of XP and gold. It is over 20,000.
Yeah, and just something I want to talk about there. You saw the mad pings coming out from the Spirit Breaker. This is something we rarely see from teams that are playing through in the qualifiers. There was some mad discipline that just occurred there, and making sure that they get some damage on that Rax, not just going crazy with the kills, which Storm can do. Now 22 Bloodstone charges. The reason I said he's still not dead with like a face bomb there, he sat for most of that team fight at sub 200 health, and they just couldn't kill him. He has so much armor. Does someone have Guardian Greaves that I missed out on? Like, what on earth was going on there? I mean, Shiva's, I know it's a lot, but come on, guys.
I think the focus was not there.
Yeah, and now the Guardian Greaves will soon be up on the Ancient Apparition, so it's going to get harder to kill these people with right clicks. Even with the pure damage coming out of IX Mike, it's not enough. And Ember Spirit, although this BKB, I understand that he thinks he needs it because of the silence. I think it's a game-losing item. I think he just had to, at this point, since he didn't go for it early enough, he had to have gone for something, maybe the MKB, maybe the Daedalus, just to, definitely the Daedalus, not the MKB, because we're not, he doesn't have even any crit yet. He just needed to go for something like that, get some damage out there, because right now, he hits like a wet noodle, right? Unless they're grouped up like they were for a little bit of that fight, he's not really doing much. And he's also poor. Like, he's poor and has a BKB. He died anyway there, twice.
Stupendous.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't say he hits like a wet noodle. I think he's at like a crisp noodle at this point.
Al dente? Are we al dente? Can we
We're
agree?
al dente pasta. We are not like overcooked, soggy mush. But either way, he needs some damage. He needs some crits because, I mean, we saw it in that last team fight. Storm sitting so low, but no one finishing him off, and that could have been some target syndrome, but it also was just the fact that Storm, he's slippery, he's kind of tanky, and his regen is absurd.
Like, I still can't get over how long he lasted. Yes, he has a Scythe of Ice, and here's one of the things I complain mercilessly. Annie showed me I have a big gripe about the fact that Scythe is countered by Lotus Orb, and Lotus Orb is significantly cheaper.
You've mentioned it once or twice.
Yeah, just 15 or so times in the past 15 minutes. But at this point, it doesn't matter, because nobody has any money on Mischief. As Annie pointed out, over 25k net worth lead. They don't have 4k to rub together, so whatever, get your Scythe of Ice, whatever you want.
Actually,
yeah,
now I
bye-bye.
stunned up, Manta being committed, Arrow Connect doesn't even matter there. There is a dead Enchantress. IX Mike, come on, man, your team needs you. Buyback committed, and now Storm zipping in and out, playing with his boot here. Spirit Breaker running in, bashing up some friends, and running right back out of there. Radiant trying to disengage, but this be perhaps a little bit of an overextension by the Dyers. Slardar, you are not that big, sir. Get back. Going in for the crush, does connect on the AA, but he is just out of luck right there, getting beamed up by 4 Radiant Heroes, and now Ember Spirit using that BKB, and it's going to be a very long-range Enchantress hit, but now, I don't know, this stun be getting so low, using the Sleight of Fist, trying to Remnant, dodge everything out, AA blast off the mark, IX Mike, this could be a dieback here, and it will be! Slim Shady beyond godlike, this Storm Spirit, he is so dangerous, no mana to chase after Sunbee, who is, along with the Undying, almost going down. Undying will be dying, and it's GG called out. And Ember Spirit probably going to be killed off in this last breath of the game.
Well played there, Venge. So full
Mischief,
team
they've
wipe.
got a game to get back in this, but it's unlikely.
So I think unfortunately just some itemization, but also underestimating the Storm Spirit. We all know he's been nerfed a bit, but I think both teams played fantastically. I don't think it was, I don't think anything was bad there at all. Now we're going to rush into the next lobby just because we got a lot of business going on, and I know nobody's ready to wait. Do I still have... Oh, gosh.